Hey guys, this is J19 brought to you another video, and today we're going to discuss Final Fantasy 16 and why I think Final Fantasy 16 could be one of the best Final Fantasy games of all time. Um, Speaking to somebody that, like myself, who is a huge fan of Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake, I would think that this game has a chance to be one of the best. So as I said, if you guys want more Final Fantasy 16 news, content, uh, and whatnot, feel free to like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification so you know when I go live or upload my next video. With that said, let's get right into it. I do think the number one thing is being able to make this game mature. I think it's about time. There's a lot of times Final Fantasy 16 where it's like, excuse me, was a lot of times where it's like, it's rated T, and it's fine and dandy. But even like in the older games, you could tell that a lot of those games, if they were like remade, like say Final Fantasy 6, you know, stuff like that. Like Final Fantasy 6 had a lot of mature themes in it, but at the time, how it's being portrayed and being 2D and that, like you can get away with a rated T. If you try to remake it with all the elements, it'd be a rated M. And Yoshi P and the team decided to say, well, if we want to tell the story we want to tell without being our hands being tied, best thing to do is make it rated M. That way they can tell the story the way they want without being, limited, right? As a lot of people look at Final Fantasy VII Remake, even though it's great, like there's some deaths in the game that I won't say what, but there's some stuff that happens in the game that's like there's no blood, like just a bunch of smoke, and it's still impactful. But if it was rated M, there's a lot of stuff they would have kept in there, and put some blood in it to make it like hit harder, and possibly even put in the massacre of the Shinra HQ when Sephiroth like goes around murder things, like murder employees and stuff. They didn't do that in this one, in Final Fantasy VII Remake, so because it's rated T, so they had to cut back. So I think with Final Fantasy 16 being rated M mature, and being able to have a lot of mature rating in it, mature themes, I think it's gonna hit people a lot harder. It's gonna hit people a lot more deeper on a deeper level, and like related. It's like real life, like with like death and violence and whatnot. I'm not gonna go on like details of what this game has because of YouTube, right? YouTube doesn't like people talking about certain really sensitive topics. But anyways, it's like you can tell, you can look it up, like the ratings and stuff like that, and you can tell it's a very rated game. It's a very rated, mature, themed game, as it says right here. Strong language and stuff like that. I think this is like one of the reasons why I think Final Fantasy 16 is gonna hit more. It's gonna grab people's attention. People love a mature theme game, especially if you're a lot older, like if you're in your 20s or 30s, 40s, so on, right? That's first thing. Now let's talk about the story. Like the story is interesting. Like the story has some elements in it. It's like holy crap, man! Like this could be extremely good. Like this, like the story of this game, it looks like it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit hard. It's gonna hit people a lot harder than like a rated T Final Fantasy. Even though they still have good storytelling, but I think this game is even gonna go above and beyond that. The gameplay. I know a lot of people out there are kind of mad because turn-based ain't in this game, but being a realistic-looking JRPG game, turn-based wouldn't work, right? What's a lot of games selling nowadays? A lot of copies of it. Action-packed game. You look at like Devil May Cry 5. You look at God of War Ragnarok. You look at God of War. You look at The Last of Us. You look at all these games are action-focused RPGs, right? Or action-packed games. So Square Enix is like, we gotta draw in more people. How you do that? You make this game almost like Devil May Cry 5 with a Final Fantasy element to it, right? Because it's a Final Fantasy game. And I love the way this combat looks. Like this combat looks sick. It looks fun. You can pull off some sick moves. You can use like the icon's powers to unleash some like specialized moves just for that icon. And let's talk about the freaking icon fights. Like the icon fights look extremely dope. like epic, like an ambitious thing. And we're playing that. That's not just a cutscene being played out. You're actually playing as an icon versus icon kaiju fights. Like this is gonna be one of like the most like ambitious games in Final Fantasy history. If not in gaming. Like I have not seen a kaiju fight like this in any game, like of this magnitude. Like Yoshi P and his team are from Final Fantasy 14 that made Final Fantasy 14 like one of the best MMOs out there. That's why it won a couple awards like last year and the year before that, and I think they won. I think one of them the year before that. Like Final Fantasy 14 hits hard with the storytelling, the characters, and the type of game it is, and they're able to put that type of work and effort into a single player game that a lot of people don't like MMOs. A lot of people like these heavy, mature themed action RPG. Like this is gonna be a game I feel in my heart with the gameplay, the story, mature setting, the theme. Like even let's talk about the setting real quick. Like just having a like medieval, like gritty, dark, like a that type of game. Like to me, I'm all about this. Give me knights. Give me like the old-fashioned armor, castles, kingdoms. Like having the 6 kingdoms be different and unique, and being like most of them have an icon of their own, and some of them don't. Some of them are like, you know what? We're the center of attention. We don't do icons. We don't have dominance. There's some, there's one of them that don't even have like if there's a dominant or icon found, they kill them because they don't want them in their kingdom. Like that is pretty dark. That's pretty gritty. Like this game is pretty, like I said, like it's a game. Like if you're so used to like Final Fantasy being lighthearted and being funny, being a comedy type, back in the past, you're still gonna probably get moments like that in here. But if you're looking at for all that all the time, this ain't the game for you. But I'm telling you guys, from the bottom of my heart, I think this could be one of the best Final Fantasy games of all time. And I hope we get more information on this. Like some people are not even understanding the story much. Like a lot of people want to see more in this game. I know we're gonna get it because Sony's gonna start marketing this game. And Jim Ryan mentioned at the CES event like 2 nights ago, and like it's crazy, or last night I think it was. It's crazy because he mentioned that Spider-Man 2 and Hogwarts Legacy. He knows, and Sony PlayStation knows, that Final Fantasy 16 is gonna be one of those games. It's gonna sell a crap load of PS5s. It's gonna be a system sell. This game, Sony's gonna start marketing soon, within the next 6 months leading up to launch, as you guys can see. And I'm really excited. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about Final Fantasy 16, or why you guys think this game is going to be one of the best Final Fantasy games of all time. If you're new to Final Fantasy, what's attracting you guys to Final Fantasy 16? Or are you one of those that said, "Oh, Final Fantasy, I don't want nothing to do with it"? I would love to hear your feedback on this. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to communicate with you guys and just talk about it. So with that said, let me know. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful night. Keep on keeping on. I'll have links in the description below. My Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. You guys know what to do. Thank you guys for love and support as always. My Discord server is growing. I got a bunch of recent new members. I appreciate you guys a ton. Thank you guys for checking out my video. Be safe out there. Be nice to each other. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.